So I am on a journey creating a side hustle, helping business owners increase their business through using free workshops. In other words, we create a free workshop. We create a workshop that we give away for free. We fill it, and then we help them get the registrants into sales consultations with them to see if they can sell their products and services. So anyways, there's a business we're working with right now that is a marketing business. They are a local marketing business. They do website design, they do SEO and things like that, right? And so we're planning out the workshop, and we're at the point now where we've decided what the hook is going to be for the workshop. And for me, this is the most important part. The hook is, what is the reason somebody's going to get in the car, drive 30 minutes, spend an hour and a half? Like there has to be reason enough in the hook for somebody to say yes to that, right? Like if they're going to give that much of them as far as time, effort, energy, there's got to be a big reason why they want to do it. And so I find that the hook is so important, because if we can nail the hook, then we can fill the workshop. And if we nail the hook, we can fill the workshop with the right type of people, right? The right type of leads, the right type of folks that we're hoping to get into our workshop. So for this, so number one, a hook needs to be super valuable. Number two, whenever possible, I like to have a hook be some sort of metaphor. Metaphors or stories, or both, or whatever, are a really good way for people to retain information and to really resonate with it. So for example, a month or two back, I gave a talk at our local Chamber of Commerce. The president asked me to give a talk. I gave a talk, and I don't remember exactly what the talk was about. It was marketing related. But the metaphor that I used was a leaky bucket. The point being, like you've got all these things and you can't keep doing more if your bucket's leaking, right? Like you can't add more advertising. You can't add more of this. You can't add more of that if your bucket's leaking. First thing you need to do is plug up those holes, and then it makes sense to start doing more advertising or more content or whatever, right? And so after that, I got numerous calls from people that had gone to the workshop saying, hey, I really liked it. I love the analogy of the leaky bucket. And the funny part was, all of them kind of shared things that were different as far as what they took from that analogy. And most of them shared things that I didn't include, meaning they heard the analogy of leaky bucket, they applied it to where they were at that point in their business, and they said, I really liked it because the way that you spoke about this, or the way that you spoke about that, really resonated. And half the time, I didn't speak about this or that. But that was the message that they pulled from it, because the content that I was giving them related to the situation they found themselves in. And so they created their own meaning out of it. And we do that. This is what people do. And so this isn't like unique or anything, but I found it fascinating, and I thought it was fun and funny, that if you nail the hook, if you nail that reason, then you're going to have things occur within that workshop that you probably weren't planning on, because people, you can do everything you can to create the message that you want to create, but the message that people get from the message that you've created is a whole other story, and you have some control over that, but not total control. So anyways, back to this workshop that we're doing for the marketing company. The hook that we're looking to do is related to this particular marketer's target audience. And his target audience are, of course, business owners, but business owners with two qualities, right? One of those qualities being they've been in business for a minute, a while, whatever. And they've mainly survived based off of, or even grown based off of word of mouth, referral, doing a good job, things like that. That's great, right? And number two, so there was two things. Oh yeah, a lot of service-based businesses. Those are the types of businesses he does well with. Service businesses that have been in business and they've grown through just doing a good job and the fruits that come with doing a good job. And maybe some have done more marketing than others and joined, chambers or different groups or things like that. But overall, these are folks that have grown because they're just good at what they do, and they're contractors in service and home service and stuff like that. So anyways, the metaphor that I chose as I was thinking about this, and again, I love metaphors because it helps things stick in the brain. The metaphor that I chose is that of curb appeal. There's studies out there, and there's a million studies, that you can find studies for anything. But I found multiple studies that weren't related to each other that showed that when it comes to curb appeal can raise raise the purchase price of your home that you're selling anywhere between 4 to 10% or 10 to 17% was what I found based on a couple different studies. And I found that fascinating. And I also found that, like, my thesis is that a lot of people might find that frustrating, right? Because curb appeal is what? And it can be a lot of things, right? A fresh coat of paint, clean windows, a curb appeal can be nice landscaping, things like that. Ultimately, curb appeal has very little to do with the quality of the house in many cases, right? It's just how that home looks and how it feels when you see it from the road. And so let's say you take two homes. One is they're identical to each other, except one has better landscaping, nicer trim around the windows, whatever, right? Like, it's got better curb appeal, but they're essentially the same house. One of those is like the one with better curb appeal is likely to sell for a lot more, right? And a lot is relative, right? But, if it's a $400,000 house and it's 8%, that's $32,000 more that you got because of curb appeal. And the curb appeal might have cost you what, $1,000 and some nice landscaping and paint. I don't know, but it's an outsized gain from curb appeal. And so the angle that I'm going with for this particular workshop is your business is your home, essentially. And right now, this might not seem fair, but there's probably people in your industry right now that have been maybe you've been in your industry 10 years and you do an amazing job, but this guy came into your industry a year ago and he's already getting more clients than you. Why? Because his marketing looks better. His curb appeal is better. And so he's the one that's coming in here and he's taking some of your market share. It's not fair. It's not right. Like, you may very well be much better, but your curb appeal isn't there. So that's we're calling it the curb appeal method. We're creating some ads. We're creating the workshop based on this whole concept of your business is your home, and you're going to sell your home for more with better curb appeal. And if your business has better curb appeal, website design, reviews on Google, reviews on Yelp, automation on the website as far as like how well it interacts with visitors, things like that. If your business has better curb appeal, just like a home might be equal to the other home is going to sell for more, your business will be able to sell more at higher prices with the right curb appeal. So that's the idea. You never know if a hook is going to work until you test it. But my hope is that especially because we're going to be talking to contractors, home service, stuff like that, that this will resonate with them, and they'll be able to take that and be like, yeah, this actually makes sense. And it might not be fair that somebody with better curb appeal is going to beat me out. It might not be fair, but I guess I've just got to, get with the times and do what it takes to have better curb appeal. So that's our hope. So I'll keep you posted on the process.